This is hashtag Tap In Podcast. Tap in. This is Tap In. Yeah. This is the place where you about to tap in. Wanna know what's hot? You gotta tap in. You know who's dope in the city? Gotta tap in. This is Young Woody's hashtag Tap In Podcast. Yo. This is your boy Young Woody, and this is hashtag Tap In. And today, man, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. We got a dope individual sitting in this chair next to me right here, man. Let's be clear. We're talking about a full artist right here. We're not talking about just in studio. We're talking full out performer. We're talking full digital live show out. He gonna put on a show when you see this man here. But it's not just from just the arts. He has the media. He has the entire brand. This is a person that has the full package. And my guy came to tap in with us. No further ado, I give y'all my guy Hyder.
What's up, man?
What's good with you, baby?
Good, bro. How about yourself?
Oh man, awesome, man. Look, I brought you here, like I told you back, like off camera, bro. My job is to bridge the gap between the people and the dopeness that Austin has in here.
Right.
And you're definitely it, man.
I appreciate that.
So let me ask, bro, from the conception, I understand Hyder being your name, but what made you form your brand around your name, your actual name? Because not too many people do that.
Yeah. I just thought ever since I was back in high school, they used to call me Hyder when I was playing sports, and it just kind of carried on. You know what I mean? So that just kind of became who I was to everybody, and it was more of a unique name because not many people had Hyder back when I was in high school.
Yeah, facts.
So I decided to just keep it my name, just keep it like original, just myself. You know, feel like that was probably the best route to take and to make up a name that I didn't feel like would fit me. You know what I'm saying?
You fell into what fell into me.
Yeah. Because
Woody is my actual last name. So Young Woody, the name, it just like they was like, man, same thing.
Right.
I was playing sports, basketball. Coaches would not call me by my first name.
Yeah,
so
they just call you by the last name, right?
There it was. So
yeah.
they transferred in the school to the streets, and here we are.
Right.
So I feel you on that shit. So that's where. So where did your so did you outsource the way you saw your brand, like your logo, or was that something you created?
No, I created the logo. I created everything that you guys see.
Oh, word?
Yeah, the logo itself, I did myself. I have two different logos. I kind of changed it up throughout the following year, and I made this one right now.
Okay.
Just to kind of simplify it.
Do me a favor, show them, flex on it.
Yeah,
okay, that's what's up, yeah.
But I simplified it from what I really originally had. But yeah, I created this myself. There's a deeper meaning behind it. It's Rhyme and Rhythm is actually the brand, but there's more of a spiritual meaning behind the actual music.
No, explain it to me. I want to hear it.
Oh well, shit! It goes deeper. Can we?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Fully say what. You can say what the fuck you want. This podcast is for them to get the real you, bro.
Right.
So therefore, I'm gonna tell you this on and off camera. They need to know you. They can click play, but they need to know you because they gonna be watching you, seeing the pictures of you. It's one thing to just be a good artist, but you can be a piece of shit individual and still be a good artist.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
man, give them the real, bro. What's the meaning behind that, bro?
Well, it kind of ties into what I believe in as far as life goes. You know what I'm saying? Because back in a couple years, I got really sick, and I had out of body experiences and stuff, and I did DMT and ayahuasca, and kind of more took the spiritual path. So what I originally started with, it was just basically just be music as an underlining of what the brand was. But then when I started to think more about what I wanted to represent as far as an artist, I wanted to take the meaning of what I was trying to create and put a purpose behind it.
Got
I started to think more about everything that I was going through at that point in my life and all the spiritual, I guess you could say, experiences that I was having. And my idea or my thought is I believe that we create our realities based on the words that we speak. Your words carry and have power and meaning behind them. And I think that's what the whole concept of the very first thing in the Bible was talking about. Not to get too religious because I'm not religious.
It's all good. Go ahead.
But the whole point of rhyme and rhythm is rhyme would be the word. You know what I'm saying? And rhythm is everything goes through life. There's like a pendulum. It goes up and down. You know what I'm saying? So the words you speak is the reality you're creating. So if you're talking bad about yourself or negative, or you're putting out negative energy, the rhythm of that is gonna come back around. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha,
the whole point of rhyme and rhythm is what I do as an artist. I rhyme in rhythm musically, but in life I rhyme in rhythm and I create myself authentically.
Man, that's what's up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I like that identity, but I like the fact that you stand in it.
Yeah, of course.
The way you move, your brand is a extension of you, not just a manifestation of something you created
Right.
that has nothing to be of the person that's behind it.
Yeah.
And I like that. So when they look at that brand, they know they're looking at not just something that's random. It's like, nah, bro, this has meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
This comes with principles. So if
Mhm.
you follow me, you follow this, I know you stand on what I stand on.
And
So
I fully believe in what I believe in. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm not just talking it. I'm actually living it. Everything that I wouldn't say preaching, but
Mhm.
everything that I'm sharing, with the world is everything that I've actually either gone through, I am going through, or it's something that I feel it's my purpose to actually talk about.
So does that kind of steer kind of where you went with your new current single? Well, like, cause right now, Spiritual Gangster, that kind of floats into where you basically spitting your honest truth.
Yeah.
But on top of that, saying that, nah, it's like, bro, I know where I'm at, but this part of me is still me.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like when I heard, I was like, all right, like I said, I saw the preview, then I went through and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, that's what he's talking about. Okay,
Right.
I got you. So is that kind of where you were feeling within that, but still standing on your principle, understanding that both people are within, like, both existence. This is my past, this is my present, but in the same breath, it's like, nah, I can't deny that was me, and I still can't deny this current person was me.
Right.
Is that kind of where you were going with that?
In a way, yeah. Well, Spiritual Gangster was it was a continuation of the previous project called Strictly for the Soul.
I did jam that. I heard that.
So the very first project, the very first song on that one was called Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
And the Spiritual Gangster was a continuation of that spirituality, except I made Revelations the last song on this project.
Okay.
So it ties together. Everything that I do ties together and has a purpose behind it, from my very first project to what it is now.
Okay.
So the whole point of Spiritual Gangster was the fact that that's who I evolved into on the spiritual side, because I feel like I'm doing God's purpose by actually being myself, and living it and not just speaking it. So it's like showing people the light on there is a different way that isn't just catered to the corporate business or to things that we grew up on, your beliefs as like family. You know what I'm saying?
That
So
makes sense.
I stand in what I believe in. So whenever I'm actually doing my music, there's a deeper purpose behind it, because I've always had like visions when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been different, but at the same time, I know that whatever it is I'm here to do, it's an important one, and I need to like at least stand in that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can't stand up for God, then how am I going to stand up for other people in my city? As like the hate comes.
Nah, it's definitely facts. So let me ask this: that transition from El Paso to Austin, was that an easy one? And being somebody who's in music and entertainment, how was that transition to move from I would say, not necessarily small, well, it is smaller, but still a live, vibrant city in its ways, both street and good through community wise. How was that transition going from there to here in Austin, and then putting in a decade's worth of work here?
Well, I originally went to Chicago first.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I graduated out of El Paso, as soon as I turned 18, I was able to like leave the house, like took off, and I went to Chicago first. I was there for about a year. Then after I graduated but after I was in Chicago, I didn't like what I was doing, what I went to school for.
Mm-hmm.
So I dropped out, and I had barely got a computer from the actual, school that I was at, and it came with GarageBand. So that's when I first started to like actually have the tools to make my own music.
Okay.
So when I started getting into that, I enrolled myself in school in Florida, in Orlando, and I went to school out there, and I went to about 3 years before I came to Austin.
Oh.
Then after
man.
I graduated from Orlando, then I came to Austin,
So
and I've been putting in work.
Did you go to school for audio engineering production?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, I know exactly what you went through. Because I went through the exact
it's-
same thing. I got you. That's what's up.
That's
okay.
I think that's the most important part of music is the audio engineering, right? Is it how it sounds?
I would say yes, because now that I'm in media, visual matters as well.
Yeah.
And one thing that I think that we have that's an advantage outside of what we had before was, even though cameras are expensive, our phones, our different devices, iPads, they come with 4K capability cameras.
Yeah, they do now.
So the excuse of not being able to have content is no longer accepted.
Mm-hmm.
But now that we have so much content, now the type of content you have matters.
Yeah.
So just like music.
Right.
Music coming through you're in my generational class, so I know you're gonna understand what I'm gonna say. And when we were coming through the 80s, 90s, we were taught that what we said mattered and the way the beat felt had to match that in order to give us the feeling. But on top of that, it wasn't like now, it wasn't just a click of YouTube. We had to wait on BET, MTV, we had to wait on these places to play the actual videos of the songs that we favored, or at least the singles that the actual labels were pushing at the time.
Right.
So when we actually got a chance to enjoy those videos in that generation, when we were growing up, it was critical. Now it's typical.
Right.
So now the type of videos you have matters. So for me, I do say yes, the music matters because what you're sounding like, you'll never hear somebody like me who's an audio engineer say the way you sound doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But now I'm starting to realize, and I ain't gonna lie, it took me a minute to really, hard-headed, we focus, and now times we don't see the, oh shit, we gotta sit up for a second. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, let me sit up, because maybe I didn't see this part.
Yeah.
That even though we stay fresh, we brand ourselves up, we do what we do.
Yeah.
But now the way we do it every day matters. And because that matters, it kind of taught me that, yeah, I'm glad I went to school for what I went for because it taught us the foundation. Now, the foundation of entertainment, no matter which facet you walk into, they're all the same, no matter what we do.
Right.
Music, festivals, tours, all that shit is the exact same. Now, they may word it different. You might have to go to certain talent agencies and go different ways, but it's all the same. The format is not different. So, I'm like you said, school, like that, like the sound, like that shit matters, but I realize now the schooling can't just be this. Because what I realized was what we were taught could be taught in a semester.
Right.
It needs to no longer be just engineering now. They need to be taught the industry. Because you got to think about it. Now, right now, and this is just, and tell me if I'm wrong. Right now, if you wanted to go from complete scratch, come up with a marketing plan of something you want to market, turn right back around, you could take that said product, be you or an item, and you could literally, I'm not talking about no one else, you could literally produce the song, write the lyrics, record them, mix them, video it how you want to show it, edit it, put a logo, put some graphics, transitions crazy, everything flickering. You can make that motherfucker look like $1 million, couldn't you?
Right.
But it took them over 4.5 years to teach it to you. That's something they can teach in 2 years.
Yeah.
It's no longer.
Now they can with the technology that's coming out.
Correct.
See, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I do feel like the content does matter, you know what I'm saying? Because anybody can buy a camera now. I mean, even though it's expensive, anybody can. It still takes some type of craft behind the lens.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. It's not just a picture, right? You gotta, it's your apertures and all that. Exactly. It gotta be right. You feel me?
It's deeper. It's like same thing when people buy audio gear. Sometimes they feel like they can just automatically record it and it sounds good.
Nope. They
have to go through the process of, man, this is harder than I thought.
How do you know how far to turn that knob?
Exactly.
Do you know what you're listening for? Do you understand what each step is, or you just buying shit? And that's what a lot of times people figure out. They're just buying shit because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But then they realize that the digital or hardware, because this is something you're gonna laugh at. I tell my guys all the time, you're blessed. They say, why is that? Because in this studio, I can cut your costs. And they was like, what do you mean? And I showed it to them. And I was like, yo, this is da-da-da. I said, but if we ever go to a big boy, I'm telling y'all now, and I slid him a piece of paper, They flipped that paper over and saw what that actual price to be an engineer and that motherfucker was.
Yeah.
They was like, oh shit. I was like, yeah. They said, why? I said, because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you have to have the discipline too to make yourself go to that.
Because that shit, you have to be patient.
Yeah,
they don't. A lot of people don't understand. You have to route that shit, and then you have to memorize. No matter what you wrote down, you have to memorize where you routed that shit. Because the patch bay will get confusing as fuck if you don't. So, bro, I swear to God.
But some people don't know what a patch bay is. See what I'm saying? Like, if I say something like, if I say patch bay to some people, they're like, well, what is that? Like,
no, bro, this is, no. You're talking to somebody who...
I
do this shit. But here's the thing, but also this is the benefit of Tapin. Because they don't get this kind of conversation nowhere else. Yeah, I'm not, like, they're like, what are you talking about, bro? You'll know when you go into a big boy studio, it's a big-ass bar bunch of quarter-inch cable holes, and you gonna know because every time your goofy ass do something on the mic, he gonna be punching that motherfucker round that motherfucker EQ in here on the computer and over it. Bro, that shit's real, bro, and that shit takes time. Like, bro, there be people in that motherfucker with assistants because they don't want to do it.
Right.
They be like, bro, do this, and this, and it's somebody literally doing what he's telling them to do because he doesn't want to do it.
It's harder than people think. It's harder than people think. But hey, the only reason I'm saying that is because so many people, like even in Austin, you know what I'm saying, like they don't realize how much they don't realize how much it actually takes to do all this yourself. You know what I mean? Like people who just rap have no idea what the business is actually about. You know what I'm saying? Because
they don't have a clue.
Yeah, it's 10%. Creativity and having fun, but it's 90% business. But that business is not just about money. It's about your equipment. You know, if you're gonna be an owner, you have to own your business. So you have to own your masters. If you record at your studio, you know what I'm saying, you already own your masters there. If you're gonna get your speakers, your plugins, your computer, editing software, then you have your. It's just a whole other type of business that people don't really understand. And if they just rap, then it's just a waste of my time if I have to respond to something.
And then on top of that, you're looking at what he just described is called self-investment. So in order your business can thrive in a proper way.
Exactly. Or to keep your dream alive, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you got to hustle, you got to go. But like he says, 10% skill. And then you got to understand something. Y'all ever hear about artists that constantly tell y'all they're in the studio? Think about the people they got around them to be where they're at.
Yeah, that's true too. You have to pay that engineer, right? Just to be in the studio if they don't have their own studio, you know what I'm saying? Bro,
they don't get it.
No, they don't get it.
But they will soon. But
throughout the years they will, because if you can't keep up with the work and the content, you're going to finally realize that all that money you spent on those videos throughout the years, you could have just turned around and invested all that money into buying your own gear. And the time that you took to get to that point, you could have learned the gear that whole time, and you could have been at this point where you could continue to put out content without having to rely on somebody else to basically dictate your future.
Do you want, bro, can I tell you why I got my first studio?
Why?
I was recording in a different, between Kinfo, Mentor, and different people that I had.
Yeah.
We were recording in home studios. My mentor was the best engineer I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
We got into the studio, and it wasn't just about his engineering. It was the first time I've ever seen it. He produced a live fucking beat in front of me. It was the first time I ever fucking seen it.
Yeah.
We're talking good 15 years ago, I swear on my life.
Yeah.
He produced this shit in front of me, and we was like, bro, I'm talking, bro, I'm in a band. I was in a band, bro. Music, doing this kind of shit don't impress me.
Right.
No, this motherfucker had a keyboard. He starts selecting sounds. This motherfucker, da 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 da. Bro, what is this?
Right.
Bro, me and Heavy wrote the song before he finished producing it. Then he stopped. He said, what? He said, bro, he was like, yo, y'all not writing? We was like, nah, we're done. He said, bullshit. He said, hold on. He went through FL Studio. I will never fucking forget this day. He clicked on everything and he was like, hold on. He took sounds out, drums, background, couple things. Boom. He said, spit them verses. So we look, I bullshit you not. He spit them hoes. Me and Heavy spit them. After me and Heavy spit those verses, he turned right back around. He literally said, hold the fuck on. He turned everything on. He finished the hook. When he finished the hook, he turned around. He layered the beat out. When he layered the beat out, because you know on FL, you gotta put them different sequences and then put it on the main bitch. Oh, bro, I told y'all, bro, we really do this, bro. This is not a game. Well, later on, I figured out what he was doing because he taught me how to do what I did. But I can break it down perfectly because I knew what he done. You know, now I know exactly what he did. He layered that bitch out. Then after he layered it out, we recorded the song. After we recorded the song, I want to say 20 minutes went by. Bro, the vocals are mixed.
Oh, he did it already all there?
He did it. Bro, he swore for God. He went from FL Studio to New Windows, and he mixed the entire project. I said, the entire song. I was like, the fuck? Then he turned around and took the fucking beat. He just deleted it. The fuck are you doing? He went back in the FL Studio. He played the fucking song from FL and New Windows. When he turned them on, he turned around and he literally took things out of my verse and added something new. He turned around and did the same thing for Heavy's and added something new. So when he did that, I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the f-? Then he put that final one back. He exported it and put it back in the Windows. I was like, whoa. That was my first time ever feeling I felt like a rapper that day. Like, that was like, what the fuck?
Right.
We went through 3 demos and a full album after that. I went to school, finished it, had my daughter, and me and Heavy been pushing like crazy the entire time. The entire time we were working with 6, we were in the club between Illusions, Mojos, and I want to say 3 other spots that we had around the city on top of touring through the state of Texas. Bro, we went through damn near a decade straight where everywhere we went, we were packed out. Everywhere. A lot of times people don't understand why me and Heavy will tell.
What year is this?
Bro, we talking about from 2000 and... I'm going to be realistic. 2008 to
oh shit, I was barely graduating high school. 2008
to 2000 and... I want to say 2014, 2015. Straight. No matter where Winner Circle went.
Yeah.
That shit was impactful. And it was no game, no jokes. So, and people gotta understand, we went from shooting low quality cameras to, it was low quality cameras to Heavy hosting, Wallow DJing. He's playing our music everywhere we're going. We're getting love on that. The mixtapes we're making with Wallow. Bro, we pushed. I told you, bro, it's damn near an 8-9-year run in the city. It didn't matter. The only other team that was having the success we were having was Hella Yella's team.
Which was?
Okay, DJ Hella Yella.
Well, I know who that is, but I'm saying, what was his team?
His squad, they were packing out exactly how we were packing out. It wasn't even really a competition. It was just more of wherever you want to turn up at, wherever you gonna have a dope time. And there was times sometimes where we would be, and then their shit would be, but the times would match up to where sometimes motherfuckers was going from one to the other. Right. But we talking about, bro, you gotta keep in mind, bro, Hella Yella did 106 in Park, bro. Like, actually DJ'd at 106 in Park. So to actually have DJ coalitions, not even just say competing, but could even be at the same frequency, bro.
Right.
As these guys, people gotta understand that when, as rappers, when you're not acknowledged citywide, for a minimum that when you gotta start grinding down here as an artist, and even though we never stopped pushing, so it's never like we felt like we were above anybody. But let's be clear, no other teams were doing what we were doing for how long we were doing it. Yeah. So what am I supposed to say? We didn't do it? You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the same thing I would tell you. Like, bro, I told you the first time I saw you, we was at the art joints, and I seen that. I told you, I was like, what in the? I was like, bro, it was just. He came out like a damn superstar from the time he popped on. Bro, the light show was a damn superstar. Then you turn around from the brand, confidence, and then you actually got something to say. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. So what, like I said, we're talking about the school to the brand. What helped you put the full package together? Because not too many people can do it, bro.
Yeah.
And wait, they can carry it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What made you look at the full picture?
Well, back when I was like in actual school at Full Sail, I watched a lot of interviews from like artists that I was looking up to. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they were telling me, or not telling me, but like in their interviews, everything that I got from them was about ownership, you know, whether it was like Tupac, Rakim, or anything like that. They were always talking about their masters or not being able to get something that they own back, right? So they were talking about equity, and I didn't know what that meant back then. Okay. So that is what started the whole process of me getting more information as to like what actually they were talking about back then, you know, because that was like 11 years ago. Right. I was barely new when it came down to the business side, but that's where I started to like understand that like anything that I record out of my studio, I'm gonna own. You know what I'm saying? My masters, I recorded pretty much everything, every song, except for like a collaboration, so I own all my masters. You know what I mean? So, and I knew at that point that if I can do that right now, I'll have more leverage in the future if I continue to build my brand and my name, because then my catalog will have more weight.
Yeah, facts.
It'll be something that I can negotiate in the future that'll actually be something that I've been building over the years. You know?
Yeah, facts, because you can only negotiate what you leverage.
Right.
And then based off your leverage will be able to determine how much you can put on a negotiating table and how much you can actually leverage. A lot of times people don't understand that you may have a fuckload of leverage, but you only want to leverage 5%, so therefore you still get the max for just something real small. And a lot of times you need that pressure in order to do that, which is very
But that's
small.
a whole other part of the business that we were just talking about. People don't understand that part, you know?
But I understand the game, so I know exactly what to talk. So I gotta say, I don't, bro. I'm not gonna miss, bro. Like, bro, we're in the same game, bro.
And everything takes time, you know.
And bro, I think that's the most annoying part.
It's teaching you patience, because you know, in a way, I'm kind of thankful that I didn't blow up the way I'm thankful I didn't blow up the version that I was back then, because I know that I would have just blown the money in an ignorant way, and it's not part of my purpose. So I'm thankful that I've gone to this route where I was able to go through all of the mistakes first and learn from mentors ahead of me to deviate from their mistakes and detour around them by getting the information. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, that is what's been helping me throughout the whole part of my journey, is being able to knowing that catalog is what's going to mean the most to anything in the future. As long as I can control that, I know that I'll have control in the future as well.
Which is something I agree with, but let me ask, how is and this is something I've always realized, a lot of times people always would tell me that, no, the work will speak for itself.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the money. Mm-hmm. But what no one ever realized was whenever you went through this game, especially independent, that statement makes no sense. Because without money to invest, you're stonewalled. Mm-hmm. This is actually a game, thank God we're in 2023, that can't no one really stop you. Mm-mm. This is actually a game where we can make our own destiny. So how did you find your median between needing as much, needing the money to push, travel, and go, because you're not going to make money just sitting in one spot. Right, yeah. So in order to have that, you have to have investment. How did you, I didn't say find, but how are you finding your balance between the work and needing the money to finance the work so you can make more money off of it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's actually a good question, because that's actually, like the biggest challenge right now in living in Austin or just any major city, you know, because as more people come here every day, there's like 200 people coming here every day. The cost of living is going up, so that's making it an even more harder challenge to be able to, you know, sustain your life here in Austin and do your dream. You know, it's gonna take like a balance, and I think the only way that is accomplished is to do sacrifices. You know, you have to sacrifice going to the club and buying that bottle and sitting. You know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice the small things to where I know that if I'm gonna spend $100 at a club, why can't I turn around and just buy a $100 microphone just to get started, or spend $100 in you know marketing, and you know what I'm saying, if I'm thinking to myself that if I can spend money on women or whatever the case may be, why can't I invest in myself? So that's where I had to kind of draw the line where like if nobody was agreeing with what I was doing, or they weren't a part of my journey, or they just didn't see the vision, it was I had to cut them off, because that negativity is only going to bring me down. Yeah,
they're in the way.
But I had to actually consciously, you know, these people, it could be family or it could be someone that's close to you, but I had to get to that point. Yeah,
I'm blunt. You don't understand me.
Yeah.
Look, I love my family to death.
Right.
They know that. Look, they know. I will go 0 dark 30 and won't say no. Look, they be like, wait, phone work, everything work. Hey, you ain't calling nobody? No. What you been doing? Working? Right. You good? You alive? Yep. Love you. I'm fine. Bro, I will go dark on my homies like that.
Right.
Like, because you gotta think about it like right now. When I told everybody that Tapin was fully, bro, I'm not playing. I got plans for this and I'm not playing. Bro, when I reached out to the city, what I got back, I could not expect. It was everybody going, wait, you finna do what? You doing what? Bro, pull up. And then I started dropping in videos. Right. They're like, wait, he's not bullshit. No, I'm not. I'm already at 20 with.
It takes the discipline, right?
But it's not just the discipline. It's the consistency.
Yeah.
You do gotta be disciplined. You're not wrong. But discipline comes in the will to continue to do it. The consistency is not the month you did it, the second month you did it, the 8th month. It's when you don't realize you're already in year 3.
Yeah, that's true. Because time goes by fast, bro.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. And you're doing it to where it's a natural go.
Yeah.
And to me, that for me means more, because I was always telling people that, you know, and plus I watch so many podcasts and so much stuff, get to 100 episodes before you even gonna see something. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize, bro, I'm at 20 with 10 on hold. So when the speed of it made me say, oh shit, damn, this is the work side.
Right.
But as you know and I know, things they can't stay here. They have to come up. And even if it's not something as big as a new location, you have to vamp this and change that. And
right.
You have to keep their eye of attention.
Yeah.
So that kind of relates. I said all that to get to this kind of question for you, that you have to be able to present and then grow, because people want to be along the journey with you.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So your story, when you started it from music, you started having that drive in the studio, and then you finally got comfortable enough to release it. Mm-hmm. What gave you the confidence to say, okay, this is the story I was going to tell, even though the story is you?
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, I just, when I first got into music, my first song that I made was in Chicago, off that laptop that I had. Mm-hmm. I got it from school. So that was like the very first song that I made, but I didn't really care what anybody thought when I put music out.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've never really cared about what people thought. I just figured, like, if I'm telling the truth, I don't see why anybody could get mad at me for that.
I wouldn't say mad. I think a lot of times, for me, I think people, when the ear doesn't agree, mm-hmm. a lot of times that's when you get the negativity. Yeah. A lot of times you might go somewhere where your music rocks, but then you might go somewhere where they might not feel your music, mm-hmm. so you might get the negative vibe or the negative come towards, because sometimes you might go to a place that might not be as open to something new.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, I also recognize that everything is a reflection of yourself. So if somebody is reflecting that out, it's because they see something in me, or whoever it is that they're hating on, that they are at whatever level they have to be able to want to be there. You know what I mean? So you're just anybody at that point is just reflecting themselves out. Because, like I said, if I'm telling the truth, the only person that could be mad would be God at that point. Because even though some people may not agree with what I'm saying, we can still talk about what my opinion was drawn to that opinion in the first place.
That makes
right?
sense.
Because then it's all about understanding at that point.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I never really cared about if people didn't like the music or they didn't agree with what I was saying when I first put it out, because I knew that this is why it goes back to where I'm glad I didn't blow up at that point, because there were some things where I was ignorant in saying it because I didn't have the wisdom behind what I was talking about. I had the feeling, right, because I knew something was wrong, but without having the wisdom of why I feel this way in order to articulate that in a manner where others can understand it without being condescending, then it's what helped me with my music today, you know what I'm saying?
Got you. That actually makes sense, bro. That actually makes perfect sense, bro. Nah, dead ass. So what's next? Like, what's the like right now? Like I said, I went over the single "Where You Are."
Right.
We got projects dropping. You got performances you rocking now. What's next?
Right now, it's just basically keeping up with my shows right now, the live shows. As long as I can continue to get paid for shows and start traveling and getting more of like the music scene outside of Austin, where I can start building a fan base outside of social media. Because right now it's all about social media for anybody. But at this time, I want to be able to travel more. And as long as I build the connections outside of Austin for venues, then I continue to bring the awareness that I think the city deserves. Because I don't think it's all about just staying here and performing or having to leave the city in order for you to be acknowledged by it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you can leave, not necessarily like move, but you can necessarily venture out to different.
Yeah, you can move around and go get that bag.
Exactly.
Yeah, because man, better.
Well, because I was told that. This is where part of this. What I'm saying is like when I first started, people told me that I wasn't gonna make a name for myself or I wasn't gonna have any type of respect in Austin because I'm not from here, right? And I got what they were talking about. But at the same time, everybody told me that I needed to leave Austin in order to have some type of leverage in music, right? Or if I was gonna make it anywhere, it wasn't gonna be something that was gonna be sustainable in Austin. And I was told that all the time. So what I'm saying that now is like I'm still here and I don't have a job, and this is something that I've been doing for the longest time, for 5 years. So it's like none of those people that told me that were right. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is why I say I don't care what people feel about when I'm telling the truth, because I know that if I'm following that voice that's guided within me, which is that wisdom, I'll always get to where I want to be regardless of what people think.
Yeah, fact. It's called beating the odds and pushing through that shit. But I don't want y'all to skip over that gym he just dropped.
My bad. I didn't even cut you
off. No. Don't apologize. You dropped the gym. Hold on, stop. No, you dropped the gym. He literally just said he proved it by saying he's here, but he also has multiple markets in multiple places, in multiple cities, in multiple states outside of the city, so he's allowed to move around and have home base right here in Austin. That's literally what the fuck he just said.
That's the main goal, to continue throughout 2023.
Correct, but it's literally what you just said. Like I'm like, you can't skip over that. Yeah. So what did he say? He put on for the city, but he also is understanding that in order for him to make money, he can't do it at home. He gotta go to the market so they can pay him to come. That's the point of being an artist. And when you cycle your markets, you're able to have a fan base you can touch, and it's not just on a phone. Then you start actually, like he said, making money.
Can I add to that?
Go right ahead. Please go right ahead.
No, but for real, like.
But that's what he's saying. Like that's literally what he just said.
But I also think that, like I said, it also takes patience when you're developing yourself as an artist, because it's like people are only gonna pay what they value, right?
Right.
So many artists complain about not getting paid for shows, but it's like, what kind of value are you bringing to the market? You know what I'm saying? Are you just repeating the same thing the last artist is doing? Or are you bringing something that's different that people are going to want to see what you have to offer? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people are only buy from people they trust. You only go to places, then you buy from certain companies because you trust them, right? So I think it also has to deal with patience when you are, as an artist, and developing this type of mentality. You have to understand that even though you're from the home base of where you're at, if people aren't supporting you because of that, go where your value is placed. You know, people will pay you if they see something in you. And most of the people that are around you, family, friends that you're starting out with, aren't going to see your value because they don't want you to surpass them in life and keep them at the same.
Until the numbers make them say, damn, he really did it, You ain't did it yet.
Yeah.
It's the numbers matter.
But they do, but you can also pay for that these days. So it's hard to differentiate between that, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not.
On followers and views?
100%, and I can prove it.
But what do you mean by that? Explain it.
Do you follow comedians?
Yeah, well, what do you mean? Like, what kind of comedians?
Just comedians.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You understand the difference between a Dave Chappelle
Yes.
and a King Bach? Or
Oh, yeah, I know that. Exactly. I know this.
the internet.
Yeah.
Okay. Internet comedians.
Right.
Some of these internet comedians cannot go to a live show and rock out. Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of these online comedians can buy their numbers, but when they go to a live show,
Right.
no one shows up.
Well, that's what I mean. You can pay for that.
No, you can pay for the online visual.
Well, that's what I mean. You can pay for followers and stuff like that.
But they said, how do you tell the difference?
Your shows.
When you see them pull up for them shows.
Right.
Because you can't lie when you say I have 1 million views.
Right.
But I got 10 people in the crowd.
Right.
A and B do not equivalate.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They just don't. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me I got a hit song. You like even in Austin, if you tell me right now, I got a song that got 30,000 views. Let's just say 30,000.
Yeah.
3 things I know for a fact. Number one, no matter if you drop that bitch on any platform, rather individually or any kind of, United Masters, DistroKid, whatever, they have analytics that tell you not only what areas,
Yeah.
how many times they listen, and when they're listening to it.
Right.
The analytics tell you where your market is.
Right.
You can then take those real analytics and go to those places and promote yourself, throw a show, and at minimum, put 100 people in a building. If you got 30,000, you feel what I'm saying?
All right, let me answer this though. Let me ask you this: let's say,
but that's realistic. You feel what I'm saying? But
is.
if you got nobody,
yeah,
I can understand maybe a show or two. But all your shows, that's when you know they bought them.
Well, yes and no,
and that's a fact.
Yeah, yes,
and that is a fact, bro.
But
because it's been proven. That's what I'm saying.
But but hold on. So the technology these days, right, is capturing the analytics, right?
Facts.
But it's also an AI program that is capturing the incoming.
The bots.
Right. But it's catching the algorithm on how much engagement is or interaction is coming off of that post, right? So it's not necessarily capturing real, authentic, organic people because it can't tell the difference yet. Because the algorithm and the AI can't differentiate between an actual bot and a human being, which is why they have that have you ever seen that where it says click this if you're not a bot?
Right.
And it has like the 3 pictures.
Uh-huh.
Well, they're trying to get your information off of that. So every time you click that button, you're allowing them to access your phone or your computer at that point, and they're tracking you to see if you're a real human being. Right? So these AIs, when they're actually tracking the algorithm, if you're paying for that, it can't tell what's bot or organic yet. The way you tell is if you start getting paid off those royalties, and the person that's distributing the music, if they catch on to that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That becomes illegal because now you're basically committing fraud.
Right.
You're paying for stuff that isn't real, but you're still getting paid off of the music that you're streaming.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But the way they were catching people off of it was their live shows. Because what was happening was, let's just say hypothetically, I'm gonna give you an easy breakdown. Let's say you got somebody like, I'm gonna make it easy, Tapin. It's in Tapin. Okay. If you got a song that gives me 500,000 views, 1 million views, and Tapin just dropped a single that's around the same numbers, you analytically should be on the same tours. Analytically, you should be around the same circles.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
Analytically, you should be around this circle right here.
Right.
You're not. Mm-hmm. Your shows are down here like you're still like a local artist.
Right.
The numbers in the game don't equivalate to each other, and they can tell the difference. So therefore, what happens is a lot of these guys who have been getting caught, they've been boosting the numbers boosting subscribers, and then you ever be on Instagram, YouTube, or any of them, and you ever notice that you'll fuck around and have like 5,000 followers, and then you'll fuck around and drop to like 3,400.
What do you mean, like you just lose followers?
Yeah, you lose followers. Like, I swear to God.
Well, I've never dropped that far. I want to drop like 2 or 3 throughout like.
No, I've seen it to where it's dropped people down thousands. So what happens is you have
So see, I don't.
Yeah.
That seems fake to me. You know
No, but here's the thing. They didn't. But what happens is the bots and everybody. What happens is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. They have a way of clearing out the fake stuff. But they have to let it build up before they do it. So what happens is a lot of times you'll get fake followers. You'll get all this stuff that revs up.
Right.
Well, they have, like you said, the AI. The AI will then go, okay, let's investigate. They have one video.
Yeah.
They haven't listened to nothing.
Yeah.
This is a fake profile. Clear it out. And they clear it out, and you start seeing at the end of the year, your numbers will go from some of them, like even like let's say somebody like Travis Porter, he went from this 2-3 million to like 1.7 million. It's like, oh shit, how you lose 300,000 followers? Well, that's Instagram and Facebook and them clearing out the stuff that's going in, and they do it every year.
But let me say this, because I've gotten into conversations with labels about this. Some labels will sign an artist to shelve them.
Yeah, facts.
So what they'll do to make the artist feel like they are achieving something is they'll purposely boost your Instagram or your TikTok or whatever, purposely to create the illusion that they are doing something for you because they signed you, right? Now this is right. But at the same time, sometimes labels will sign an artist to shelve them because they don't want you competing with their main artist. And if they feel like you have the same type of like tone or music, the caliber is almost the same, and they feel like you can compete at that market and you're good, they'll do what they can to sign you, do that for you to make you look like you are doing something, but shelve you and hold you on, and you're complaining about your record deal or you're complaining about you can't put out music, because they know what they're doing. So at the same time, it's like so many people, like let's just take Austin since we're talking about Austin.
Oh yeah.
Austin, there's a lot of people that I personally know that who are buying followers and views. Right? Now here's the thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, come on, bro. It's
no. I asked because you understand. I'm organic, bro.
It's real.
I've never been the guy to pump it up like that. Unless you're talking about Facebook marketing or the marketing platform.
That's what you need to do.
That's what you're supposed. I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Exactly.
But the rest of that shit, I don't know about that shit.
I have been approached by somebody in the Austin scene who told me, hey, you should buy followers. Here's my list of prices, right? And they were an Austin artist. I'm not gonna say any names because I ain't trying to start no drama. But as soon as I saw that, I knew not to fuck with this person. Whoa. Because that's only telling me you're trying to cut corners on your way to success, and that's only gonna basically tell me that whoever you're fucking with at that point, you're eventually gonna sell them out for money. That's what you're.
Man.
So, but let me say this, okay?
Okay.
So, because of that, right? You could tell from these people who have so many followers, and let's make this clear. A following is not the same as a fan base.
Right.
So those are completely two different things.
Fan bases spend money to support your brand.
Yeah, they share, they like,
they'll buy your shirts, they'll come to your shows, they'll buy your drinks, they'll make sure you're Gucci. Like fans are different, bro.
Yeah, respect, right?
Thanks.
And what bothers me is the fact that some of these people who Austin is putting on to be the face of Austin, like I guess let's talk about the list, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody on that list, they either...
all the lists. I laugh at them all.
Yeah, me too. But at the same time, these lists, are opinion-based. But when you actually look at it, some of these people on these lists have way more followers than me, right? Way more views. But yet, I don't understand why someone who is at that level, why would you be hating on somebody who doesn't have all that? But it's because of the respect. Because hip-hop isn't based on money, right? Rap is. But hip-hop is based on respect. And I think in the scene or in rap, that carries more weight than what you're actually trying to pretend to be online.
Oh, facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, facts. Because eventually you got to be in person. That's the point. Like, you can't hide behind that phone forever.
Or you got to get on that stage and prove it, like you said. Yeah. Prove that you got what it takes.
Yeah, facts.
Right? Yeah, you have to prove yourself some type of way.
Oh, facts. You ain't got no choice. Especially in this city. Like, there's a lot of music. If you this studio shit is only good
Right.
for the radio. It's only good for the car.
That's true.
Like, bro, eventually, bro, you gonna have to touch these stages, and you can't be no sucker about it. You gotta get out there and work. Like, it's just,
Right.
You can't duck it. So no, you're right.
And the promoters that are reaching out to artists are the ones that they see putting in the work in the city.
I disagree with that. I disagree with
No,
that.
for real, but
I disagree with
well, what kind of promoters are you talking about?
that. Disagree with that.
Tell me.
There's only about 4 promoters in the city that genuinely have a hand.
Without being biased?
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
The rest of them use rappers as paydays to throw their shows.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I don't respect that shit.
That's true.
And what do I mean by that? If you're a promoter and you're hearing what I'm saying, I'm telling you, I don't care if you take offense to what I'm
Right.
saying. Y'all use rappers to cover your ends to make sure your shows are thrown because of the fact you don't have the money to throw the shows properly. It's a fact. This is why I tell artists, you have to build a fan base or you're going to pay to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's one way or another. It's either self-investment or you're going to line somebody else's pockets to perform
Right.
in the places you want to be. It's either you're going to travel and get paid to do it or you're going to have somebody come to your city and you're going to pay them for you to have the opportunity they just blessed you with. It's
Right.
one way or another. And there's no way around it other than doing it yourself.
So let me
which
ask
in
you
the
this.
end is self-investment.
Why do you think it's like that in Austin?
Because of the fact that right now in Austin, there is a blockage between what needs to be done
Okay.
and what is being done. And it's very simple. And when I say it's simple, it's so simple it hurts.
What is it?
Austin, Texas demographic is not the same.
Oh, definitely not, bro.
So,
Not from 10 years ago.
correct. Now imagine a person who's 34 years old and grew up here
Right.
and watched the hip hop scene grow to what it is today.
And that's different too from the West 10 years ago.
So therefore, when you're looking at the people who held it down, came and went, built up, moved on,
Right.
came up, new youngins, and here we are. Oh shit. You have old views, new views, same substance. Now,
That's what you're saying.
now, but here's the cool part. Austin is in a flux because we're in a city now where now I don't have a problem with the rappers. I don't got a problem with the singers. I ain't got a problem with the promoters. Got a bone to pick with the DJs, but I love them as well. I don't got no problems with the battle rappers.
So what needs to change, you think,
The
to
way,
bring Austin to what it?
the marketing behind the entire city, and for us to give a fuck.
Who's us? The people or the artists?
Both. And let me explain what I mean. Austin, Texas is a predominantly white city.
Facts.
You cannot act like you need the numbers and they're right across I-35. It just is what it is. When you look at Austin, this is why I said what I said. Do I understand Austin city limits? Yes. But there's a reason why I said Georgetown to Kyle, Elgin to Leander Cedar Park. I said what I said for a reason.
Right.
You know why? Because that is the diamond complex of 2.7 million people. So, as an artist, what is your targeted goal? 1/10 of a tenth. That'll put you at right around 27,000 people. So if that puts you around 27,000 people, if you rock out one fucking show with 1/10 of the 27,000,
Yeah.
you just change your entire demographic for the rest of your life.
I see what
Why?
you're saying.
Why? Because you just did the one thing no artist in Austin till this date can do. Even Nook. And I love you, bro, so don't get mad at me for saying this. I'm dead ass serious. none of y'all, even you,
Mm-hmm.
can sell out 1,000-person, 400-person. Hell, I'll
Oh yeah, sell out. Yeah.
none of you can do it. I know it for a fact.
Maybe a small club, but not an arena or venue.
Bro, I didn't say arena or venue. I gave a real number. I don't know one rapper, singer in Austin.
You're right.
And look, I'm going to tell you how cold I'm talking. Kick Butt Coffee can hold 134 people. I don't know one
Artists in hip hop in Austin, you say, that can feel that?
by themselves.
That's a good question.
2.7 million people and climbing at a 200-person rate per day.
It's true.
The equivalency of what I'm talking about is very simple. But the concept is flying over everybody's heads because they're thinking about something simple. It's past that now.
What about anybody on these lists? You don't think anybody that knows?
Fuck them. And you know why? No. Can I tell you why?
Tell me why.
Can I tell you why?
Tell me why.
I know them.
No, but I'm saying you don't.
But
think
it's not,
anybody
and it's no disrespect. Why do I say fuck them?
Yeah.
Because every time somebody makes a list about their opinion about who they feel is dope,
Right.
it's too many people saying, hey, instead of them saying, hey, bro, you know what? I didn't know about these guys. I'm going to go check them out. That's a dope list. Thank you for putting me on to them.
Right.
You have a bunch of people crying about someone's opinion about who they feel is dope. And the wait, feel me.
Nah, I feel you.
No. This next part is critical.
Yeah.
They can put a list of 20 fucking artists.
Yeah.
Do you know how many DJs can't? Do you know how?
Oh, you're talking about the... Okay, I see what you're saying.
Do you understand that there are so many lists of different 20 styles that these individuals all over the city, but they're pulling people out of their skin because artists by the droves are pissed that certain people have the audacity to say these 20 people are dope to me, instead of them saying, you know what? That's cool. Instead of saying I'm gonna make you eat that, instead of saying I got you. Fuck tagging your music under they post.
Right.
Fuck all that. Game plan.
But that's all their crew.
Push.
You know what I'm saying?
But no. Feel me. Feel what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're taking it personal to the fingers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
fuck the fingers. This is why I'm like, fuck them. Fuck that shit. Bro, show me the work.
Right.
Show me that you can go put 100 people in a building. Then when you go from 100, go to 200.
Right.
Then when your partners, your homies over there, your niggas from the south side, niggas from the north, damn, you telling me 6 of us can put 200 people in a building? That's a 1,200 person crowd at $50 a ticket. Bro, you just paid everybody. Look, there were numbers that are realistic with 2.7 million people.
yeah. Well, I mean,
nobody's thinking like this. Everybody's too busy thinking about the nitpick.
Yeah.
Bro, think about what, and I'm gonna tell you why this is critical.
Why?
Austin, Texas gets every major artist. So if you can muster the words and say that there's not a hip hop scene, no, we have 2.7 million people. More than likely, over half love hip hop music because they wouldn't put Austin on their fucking tours if they didn't.
Right.
So, what am I saying? If you're gonna take it personal, shit, I might as well take it personal with a sellout show. So the next time a list come out, hell, at minimum I'm an honorable mention. At least with money in my pocket, I can't get mad.
Yeah, I feel you.
But you sitting there broke on your phone, no hurt. You ain't made no shirts. You ain't pushing nothing. Right. You ain't got no channels. You ain't doing shit. But mad that somebody made a list that you did not work your ass off to be on.
And it's always those people though.
You feel what I'm saying?
To say though.
But see, those are the ones that you have to look past. Yeah. And for me personally, this is what they don't understand the platform for this. Because Tapin is going to put a light on you. I'm going to put the light on you. But the difference is, this is when you say you wish you wouldn't have blew up younger because you wouldn't have knew how to handle it. But my thing is, I'm trying to let the regular people of Austin know that all this dope-ass talent is here. So if you're not prepared when I say, whoo, and that light come your way,
right?
What are you going to do about it? Because I'm not just connected to the youngsters. I know your mama. Bro, I'm from here, bro. Yeah. We know the generations through here. The new people coming in, we not mad at y'all here.
Right.
We're just saying like this. Pull up, show some love, we gonna fuck with you. You know the problem that we be having sometimes? Is that sometimes people just don't realize that how Southern hospitality really works.
Yeah.
A lot of times people come in and they be like, they be guarded, you know, they be trying to be, and then they realize we be like, what's up? Smoke some. Oh shit, man, this
Yeah,
they be like, bro, it's chill like that? Bro, this is Austin, nigga. This is not Chicago. Yeah. This is not New York. Now, don't get me wrong. Do we got young, dumb boys out here doing dumb shit? Yeah. But that's in every major city across the country. Yeah. So it doesn't change in, like, the mindset of it. But as far as when we're talking about Austin and its market, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because I can look past the bullshit and look at the business. And then you can look at the business to see who's really looking at the numbers and doing something with it.
Right.
See, you got to think about what I'm telling you. South by Southwest runs a full, live, hip-hop infused concert series for a week fucking straight. They have been doing this over 30 years.
Yeah.
They have not premiered one major artist yet from the city. And you want to know why I know what I'm saying? Nook has been doing Jump On It for over 20 years, bro.
It's a long time.
He has a key to the city, bro. They brought Beyonce, Jay-Z, Wayne, Drake, and they brought concert crowds. And not one time a rapper who's been doing community work, literally bringing down major artists, all of SUC, this man has brought more hip-hop to this city in a safest way than any individual, period. And when they brought all of hip-hop to Austin, they didn't even have the gumption to make sure he was there because he's Austin representation of hip-hop.
So why do you think that is? Because
we have to, they're never going to respect it until the numbers benefit them in their favor. That's how.
Oh yeah, it's a business.
It's a business, but this is how Austin operates because we're not competing. This is what people understand.
Well, let me say
we're not competing with us. It's not us. We're competing with the fact that they can bring Megan here. They can bring Megan Thee Stallion here. Mm-hmm. So you as a female artist, if they can bring Megan Thee Stallion here and they can put her in any club in Austin, they can do that right now. Snap of the fingers.
Right.
So you as a female artist, what's gonna make me, South by Southwest ACL, respect you? Your numbers have to dictate that you fuck the behind the scenes connect. That might get you a song. Right. We're talking about a paid performance for ACL and South by Southwest. You have to have the numbers that's going to say, when I put you on this itinerary, the crowd of kids, teenagers, and young adults are finna flood to your show. And if you can't do that locally, they don't give a fuck. So guess what? The fact that is, we talk about hip-hop from the culture, but until the culture dictates who's hot, until the culture supports who's hot because they know they're there, and then we say, oh, This is no South by Southwest, no ACL. We show up for them. And when we show up, it's a line so motherfucking long, they can't even fathom it. So every time they come to Austin, just like every time you go to Chicago, you gonna say Lil Durk. You gonna say, you gonna respect King Von. It's certain things you're gonna do.
But let me say this, because it's what you just said right now, right? Those type of artists that you're naming, let me ask you this, right? Because at some point, the artists need to take responsibility for their own careers, right?
I do not disagree with what you just said. But this is why I said I don't care about the list, because the artists themselves have to look at the business and take advantage of what's in front of them instead of bickering about dumb shit.
But what I'm saying is this, watch. At some point, the artist needs to take responsibility in his approach as to why he's not blowing up or getting any traction, right? So you have to, at some point, really be real with yourself and say, okay, why haven't I blown up? Is it something I'm doing? Or is it the music I'm making that's not drawing the attention that would get me to where I want to be, right? So with that being said, it's nobody's responsibility to support anybody. And at this point, Austin doesn't have its own sound. And those artists that you just named from Chicago represent Chicago in their type of tonality.
Correct.
Right?
Go ahead.
So whenever you speak about this, it's the city that's behind those artists, right? Because they can do what you did. Now, in Austin, like I said, artists have to take responsibility too as to why we can't get the public to join us on the hip-hop community side when Austin is not a violent place. It's not a place where people are going to constantly, gang bang and do. There are some bad spots in Austin, I will say that, right? But the majority of this Austin energy is a positive place. And most of the things that people are trying to push is all industry type of stuff. And if you haven't noticed, Austin, the only city in Texas, is not like every other city in Texas.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So that culture here, artists have to take responsibility as to why can't we get the public to also, join what we're doing.
And here's why I said exactly what I just said. We're not competing with each other.
Right.
We're competing against the industry.
Okay.
Feel what this is why I said what I said. That we're not fighting each other. We're fighting the industry. Why am I saying that? If I can take all of the hip hop and I can come to this city and I can put them all in there, I can bring them no matter when I want.
Yeah.
What would make the people give a fuck about what's next to them?
Are you asking me?
No, I'm serious.
Oh.
This is the fight. What makes the people care? Like, I'll give you an example. Every one of us as artists, we got our favorite rappers. If Busta came to Austin today, I'm more than likely gonna be at that show.
Right.
I'm going. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be there, probably on stage. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
He's my favorite fucking artist. I'm gonna be there. You see how I said that about a person from Bed-Stuy, New York?
But his music is what got you to be a fan, right?
But which is true. But you also got to remember, we were in a time where it was controlled functionality. Today, you have the access to everything. So Austin is more, like I told you earlier, it was more than just the sound. It's the look. It's everything.
The package, yeah.
What goes into now Austin has to not just only work together, they have the sound and all of that, because we all rap. So you being yourself is going to be enough. The difference is who is going to cross the barrier. What do I mean by that? Austin is not like all your other cities.
Mm-hmm.
We have a median called I-35 that splits this bitch in half. Until the majority of people who live in Austin are either South Austin, East Austin, North Austin. Those are where you're going to find majority of your artists. Unless the people who've moved west. Well, here's the irony to the statement. Where is majority of the population outside of where you would call the hood? west and north and east in the small towns. And you have to get off these devices now. What we're talking about is actually touching the people.
Mm-hmm.
Where they don't listen to CDs, have it on the platforms.
But
If
it's
they
like
don't
you
listen,
said.
you gotta go touch the people and make them, not make them, get them to support what's behind you. So therefore, when you bring yours and they bring theirs, the numbers collide together. But you can't do it simply thinking you and your homies are gonna get it done. But with that being said, but I don't know, fuck that. You was finna tell me, you was finna say something. I want to hear this. This is a good conversation. I want to hear that. What were you finna say?
I was really gonna say, like I said, like how you said before, the talent in the music speaks for itself. So like I said, at some point the artist needs to take responsibility as to like why isn't his music specifically getting him to where he wants to be, right? Because a lot of the times, like I said, I asked for help when I first came to Austin. I asked many people and they told me no. There's even people now that don't want to help me, right?
But you just surpassed them. That's the funny part.
Yeah, and those same people, some of them are in my inbox now, asking for me to help them. But it's like, if I'm at a place where I need the help and you see it and you don't want to help me, somebody that has the talent or has the ability to not only bring an audience in, but can make you money in the end because I know what I'm doing when it comes to the side, right? So what I don't understand is like, if you have the ability to help somebody, but you're dry hating on them because they're not from Austin, born and raised, right? You're holding them back because of your jealousy or your envy. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem that we have in Austin, because I've actually, I'm not gonna say any names and I can't say names, I don't care, but at this point, the people that I've actually gone to ask for help are all giving me the fake love, right? Because when it comes down to it,
I've seen that.
yeah, when it comes down to it, those same people, right? Those same people didn't help me get to where I am, but I still made a name for myself without them. So what does that tell you? Is it
that's possible?
Exactly.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not denying the fact of an individual actually making a significant name for themselves, because that comes in with networking and your actual hard work being a display.
Right.
That part I've never had in question. But the problem is, where's the 200?
What do you mean?
The people.
Oh, yeah.
See, I tell people this is like you said. There's a difference between having the numbers and having a fan base.
Right.
The fact of what I'm trying to say is, in the culture of hip hop, there's too many people that enjoy what we do.
Right.
Meaning just the music in itself. But what I do want to say and captivate within that is that when they go to do that work, they have to understand that what you're saying, the branding, the marketing, what are you doing that's not conveying over, you're not catching the eye, what are you doing to do that better so you're able to move forward? To me, that all comes in the work of it, but they got to get off the petty bullshit.
Right.
Because they're not focused on the real, like if every artist really just got centered focus on themselves and did what they had to do, they would start realizing they don't pay attention to the dumb shit.
Right.
Because you
don't have time for it.
Thank you,
You don't
bro.
really have time for
real
it.
shit. I'm gonna say this and then I swear to God I'm gonna ask you for your social medias. I swear, bro. Right now I work a 12-hour shift. I record 5. I got 7. No. I got 9 artists that are currently in my rotation. Within also shooting a full-time fucking podcast for the city. Bro, and then I have a 8-year-old child and family. Bro, I don't have time.
You're right. It takes dedication to do that, and you don't have time to be addressing any of the hate. You know what I'm saying?
Because if I got time to address the dumb shit, there is something else more important I should have been doing.
Facts, bro. Facts.
I could go write a verse. I could go do something more productive with my time. So that's what I mean. Instead of them focusing on dumb shit, they're not focused on what is really in front of them. And that's where you are taking the leap, because you're not, it's like, okay, well, how you sound, whatever. I'm doing this. Oh, wait.
I can care less.
Wait, and I gotta ask this before I go, and I told you I'm gonna bring it up.
What's up?
Bro, for every man that's walking this earth, how the hell did it feel to be sitting there next to Ashanti. Bro, I'm going, you thought I wasn't going to ask? I'm going, nah, bro, I got to ask. Bro, like, tell me, fam, there's a feature in the future with that. Because, like, bro, don't get me wrong. She dope, she amazing, she a baddie. But, bro, she is cold, bro. She is cold. Like, how did that day even come to be, bro? How did that even happen? I gotta ask, how did that come to be?
It's a long story. It really is, but
I could not let you go before we talked about that.
Oh man.
How did you run into the young queen, man? How did you do that?
Well, I didn't run into her. What actually happened was I did a post online, whatever. I was like on my Instagram, and I was like, I wasn't making fun of the whole concept, but like she had saw one of my stories that I tagged her in, right? And when she saw it, I woke up the next morning and I saw that she had viewed it, and I got excited, whatever, because everybody knows like when I grew up, since I was 12 years old, I've been in love with Ashanti. Yeah.
Straight crush.
And back then, they used to have the CDs, right, where you open the CDs and the actual pamphlet was a poster.
Mm-hmm. On the wall.
Yeah, I took that out, and we used to have bunk beds because me and my brother and my sister used to have to share a room. We used to have bunk beds, and I used to put it like right underneath my bunk bed. So when I went to sleep, that was her. As soon as I woke up in the morning, I saw her. You know what I'm saying? But going back to what I was talking about, everybody knew that I was in love with this girl, right? But I posted something on Instagram, and she saw it, and she reposted that video of me talking about her, right? Because I was saying like, damn, she just saw it, and I'm gonna manifest this. So 2 days later, my barber hits me up and tells me that she's about to be in Austin on Sunday. She's gonna be doing some show with with Ja Rule and all that, right? Yeah, and I didn't know this at the time. So she told me, and I was like, man, I gotta go. Like, let me just try, whatever. So I went to the show. I didn't have enough money to buy for like an actual meet and greet, so I just bought like a floor seat, and it was like $68, right? The show was lit after that. After it happened, as I was walking out, right, everybody was leaving. The whole crowd was like, there was a bunch of people over there. As I was walking out the door, I heard like a voice that said, "Don't leave," right? It like literally like when you get goosebumps, something that said, "Don't leave." So I was like, man. I stopped at the door. I walked back in and I asked the lady like, where was the meet and greet at? And she told me it was like down the hall this way. But the way the venue is, you have to go all around to the other side. But I went to the wrong side, and there was an altercation that was going on outside.
Okay.
There was like a bunch of ambulance and cops that were out there with the altercation. And the guy that from our team came out and was saying, I need to go check on that because there's a meet and greet and we have to protect our artists, right? So I asked him, well, is this where the meet and greet's at? And he goes, no, it's not. It's on the other side. And I was like, he's like, you have to go all the way around. And I was like, well, fuck, right? Well, this is probably like, I'm not new to get it, right? So he's like, well, who you with? And I said, I'm by myself. He's like, well, stay right here. I'm going to go check on this drama. And then if everything's okay and they say we can go ahead and proceed with the meet and greet, I'm going to take you back. But he didn't ask me for if I had a ticket. I didn't have any.
He was just going to take you there.
Yeah. He just said like, all right, come on. Like he was being cool about it, right? I didn't say nothing.
You just kept playing.
He
going to take you back there, fuck it.
Come on. I act like there was nothing wrong. Shit, okay, go check it out right here. Anyway, so he takes me back, right? He takes me to the other side. And he takes me to the other side, and I kind of move around the door area that they were at. And there was about like 50 to 60 people in there, right? And they were all scattered away around the meet and greet because there was no line forming. It was just people there all the way from the back. But I came from the other side of the backstage, and the guy was saying, "All right, we'll just go ahead and get a line together, this and that." Now, what happened was, I saw my ex there. Yeah. She got everybody kicked out of meet and greet. Yeah. Bro, this story goes on, and there's witnesses to this, bro. There's actual videos to it too. But
wow.
Yeah. So, but I'm not trying to make this about her. I don't care about her. She's not important, right? But the whole point of the matter is that she blurted out something that was inappropriate. I act like I didn't know her. I wasn't even trying to acknowledge her. We weren't even like next to each other, right? But she got so upset that I was back there backstage that she blurted out. I'm not gonna say it, but she blurted out something that was very inappropriate, and the guy that was there, right, basically didn't like it because it was more like a racist slur. You know what I'm saying? Well, she shouldn't be saying it, is what I'm trying to say, right? Gotcha. So anyway, she said it, and I didn't say anything. I was just kind of chilling or whatever, and he got upset, and he didn't know, in his mind, he told me, like, he didn't know whether the fact that whatever was going on was a part of what was going on outside. You know what I'm saying? So he put two and two together real quick and was protecting the artists and said, like, you know what? Everybody got to go. This isn't happening tonight. Nobody's meeting Ashanti and Jaro right now. Everybody got to go. So they were telling staff to get everybody out. Mm-hmm. But as I was leaving and the staff was telling me to leave, he walked back towards this way and he tapped me on my shoulder. He's like, hey, I got you. Come with me, though. I swear to God, bro, that moment changed my life because I was the only one that day besides two other people.
Who got to meet her.
Yeah, who got to meet Ashanti.
Man, that is dumb. Bro, that's like
I manifested
it. That's like God said, yeah, fuck that. Turn around. Go on in there.
That day straightened my face so bad because when I got there and I actually went into the actual, like, the meet and greet, she didn't remember me at first. And of course, it's a repost, right? So I get it. But after I said I appreciate the repost, and she looked at me, and she had her glasses on, so she kind of, like, put them down. She looked at me, and she's like, what do you mean? What repost are you talking about? And I acted it out as if, like, the video had said. And when I acted it out, she knew right away who it was.
She gave me one of those.
Yeah, exactly. She did the whole, like, looking at me, and she's just like, no fucking way. She started laughing, and she gave me a big old hug. She's like, that's so crazy. I didn't know you were from Austin. And as soon as she said that, her mom goes, wait. You guys know each other? Right? Bro, that right there, when her mom said that, it kind of dropped my heart just because of the fact that, like, the energy, people could tell that it was
all positive.
Yeah, it was all positive, right? And people that were in there were, like, you can see on the video as I'm actually, like...
Oh, no, I saw it. I saw it. You better believe I saw that whole... I was like, damn.
I'm telling everybody.
I was like, yo, that's what's up.
Bro, that was how it whole went down, and I just manifested it, like, basically in 3 days, and I didn't have a ticket, and I met her. I owe all to God, basically.
That's what's
For real.
up.
I owe all to God. I'm gonna keep my faith in God because I know that was my true gift, I guess you could say, because I had been like this girl since I was 12 years old.
That was I got you, bro.
Yeah, that was like, keep doing you, bro. Like you say, you know what I'm saying? Give yourself. That was like, keep doing you. I got you.
Yo,
I'm still wearing the bracelet.
Bro,
fuck out of here.
What
you mean?
Bro, that is wild, bro. So, Hyder, my G, please tell my Tapin viewers where they can find you, G.
You can find me everywhere, HyderOfficial.com or Hyder Official on all social media. That's anything social media, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok. I don't really use TikTok that much, but, you know, everything is Hyder Official. You can find everything on HyderOfficial.com as well.
Cool beans. And I'm going to tell you like I tell everybody else, anytime you got anything to post, please put us on part of your network, your media push, because I would love to have you.
Right.
Always welcome. Book it, and we're going to shoot it, bro. And it's nothing but love, bro. So I don't
appreciate
know about
you having me.
Bro, it's been fun, bro.
I appreciate it.
It's been fun, bro. And I'm going to tell you like I tell everybody else, bro. This platform is for the city, by the city.
Yeah.
You've been here putting in work.
I have.
It's open to you just like it's open to everybody else. It's all love.
I appreciate that.
And on that note, it's your boy Young Woody. This is #Tapin. And I'm out.
Hyder Official.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes. This is #Tapin Podcast. Tap in. This is Tapin. Yeah. This is the place where you about to tap in. Wanna know what's hot? You gotta tap in. You know who's dope in the city? Gotta tap in. This is Young Woody's #Tapin Podcast. Yo.